Chapter 19. The two Russian agents who had been posing as Bulgarian police officers followed Vasil's car for a considerable distance in their BMW. The absence of other cars on the road and also the relative lack of turnings made their job easy for now. Driving with their headlights on, a monitor in their car displayed the sensor readout, which identified traces of isotope on the road ahead. Sitting in silence, the two men slowly trundled along the road, following in the tracks of Vasil's Mercedes, as they had for the past 20 miles. They had passed several villages in pursuit, and the road had travelled through a vast woodland area, which had been relatively sheltered. However, now the road began to climb, and the surroundings cleared to expose the silhouettes of low mountains up ahead. As the road climbed further, the agents were able to see the outlines of abandoned vehicles, which had clearly been caught out by the weather, and were now strewn along the sides of the road. The snow chains on their rear tyres had not been enough to keep them moving. Progressing steadily at a slow pace, the car was now surrounded on one side by a sheer rock escarpment which towered above for over 100 metres, and on the left side a view down to a small village. Descending gradually, the agents could see the dimly lit village at the foot of the hill. As the road approached to pass the village, the agent, monitoring the screen, tapped his colleague on his hand and muttered in Russian, "They came off here." No trace of isotopes could be seen up the road. Instead, the trail tapered off to the left on a track leading into the village. Quickly looking over to the GPS, they could see that there were no other main roads out of the village. Pulling to the side of the road, they parked the BMW under a large tree, shrouding it in darkness. Getting out, both agents put on plain black coats in place of the police-issue clothes which they had worn earlier. One of them pulled the temporary police markings from the car, and as he peeled them off with ease, he scrunched them into small balls and threw them into the passenger footwell. The other detached the isotope tracker, which they had used to follow Vasil this far, and then calmly opened the boot of the car and pulled out a secondary firearm for both himself and his companion. Closing the boot, the car locked. Standing in the darkness, only dimly illuminated by a far-off street lamp, the isotope monitor displayed the scandium-46 as purple patches on the ground. Being so late, the agents could see that there was only one pair of fresh tracks in the snow. Finding the Mercedes would be easy. In the back seat of their car, hidden from view by the tinted rear windows and mesh compartment, were the boys, Patrick and George. Their faces terrified and teary, and their hands tied. They had been intercepted attempting to leave their house earlier in the evening with their mother, and had never made it to the embassy. Now they themselves were being used to incentivize their mother, encouragement for their mother to help the Russians track Vasil to the place he would meet Francis. Hi, my name's Antony Botting, and I'm the author of the Pebble in the Dark trilogy. If you'd like to hear more of this story, please subscribe to this channel and ring the bell below. See you next time.